Hello, friends, benders and non-benders alike. Welcome to Braving the Elements, Nickelodeon's podcast about all things Avatarverse. I'm Janet Varney.
And I'm Dante Basco. And Varney, I am excited.
Yeah?
Yes, because tonight is the premiere of Nuktuk, the final one. What's it from the hero of the South?
Yeah, Hero of the South.
Final.
You're going to the premiere.
I mean, I've been following this the whole time. I've been a part of this fandom so long that I can't wait to see how it ends up.
Yeah.
I'm a big Nuktuk guy.
I can't guarantee. First of all, it's Nuktuk.
Nuktuk, hero of the South.
I want to say, shout out to all fans, and I feel like I've been guilty of this too, when you're trying to pretend like you're a fan of something and then you get something that elemental wrong.
No, because
like,
that's my
I am
nickname.
such a fan of you,
That's
Joe.
my nickname, Nuktuk.
a
I know it's
fan.
Nuktuk, but I call him
Oh, you call him
Nuktuk.
Nuktuk. That's what he's called in the fandom, of
Yeah.
course. Now, I said Joe, but really what I meant was Josh Hamilton, the writer of this episode, because we got to have him with us for this
Yes.
big premiere.
Let's go.
Yeah, hello, I'm Josh or Joe, whatever you guys want to call me.
Joe.
You're a big fan of
Josh.
Joe.
You know,
you call him Joe.
fan.
Joe
You call-
and
I call him
Nuktuk,
Joe.
we've been around a while. Yes, I'm excited for this premiere of
Me too.
Nuktuk,
Yes.
hero of the South,
Hero of the
Dante.
South.
How many premieres have we been to that we did not know what we were watching? Let's be
Not
honest.
today,
Not
my
today.
friend.
We know it's
Not
Nuktuk, hero of the
today.
South.
Josh, this is
Yes.
your first time on the podcast since we started Korra.
Oh my gosh.
You're
This
one of a couple of writers who joined Mike and Brian
Yes.
in the writers' room for book 2 of Korra.
Are you saying he made the cut?
He made the cut.
I made the cut.
You made the
I made
cut.
the
You
did
leap,
make the
the
cut.
jump. Yes, I did. I jumped on after season 1. I don't think it had premiered. I think it was just
think
premiering.
that's right.
Right.
And
They didn't need you guys for season 1. Season
did
1,
not.
they didn't need it. Like we don't need Tim and
They
Josh
just
for
crawled
season
into
1.
a tiny little hut and just
Yeah.
like quickly wrote the entire
Yes.
first season.
Mike and Brian said, we
themselves.
got this one.
They did a
Yeah.
good job. Yeah, they did not need writers. And I think what happened was, I'm not quite sure exactly, but Nickelodeon did the 13 episodes, and I think, Mike and Brian probably tell you more about this, but they were just going to do the 13, and that was it.
Right.
And then it was going over really well, and they really liked all the stuff they were getting back, and they're like, oh, I think it's easier to sell 26 or something. They wanted to complete the
Yeah.
26
Yeah.
episode. And so they basically said they want to do a season 2, and I don't think Mike and Brian had any ideas about what they want to do. They're like, we just want to bring some more writers in, because things were getting crazy and busier,
Yeah.
and it's good for me. And so Tim and I got to come in, and it was super exciting and awesome to dive back into the universe with a different avatar.
I'm the Avatar! You gotta deal with it!
Yeah.
Yeah, Avatar Janet.
I mean, sorta.
Sort of. There's a lot
Yeah.
of you. There's a lot of you in Korra. I see it a lot.
Well, you're mean about Korra all the time, just
I
like
love
everyone
Korra.
else on the
no,
internet.
I'm not. I love Korra. She's
What? Oh
going
my
through
God.
some things.
She's going through a lot.
No, I really liked, Korra.
I'm
And
saying teenage Janet, maybe. Teenage Janet. Did you go through?
A little bit, but I just think I don't know. I was more like presenting, even though I had like black lipstick and, a dog collar, whatever. Not for all of my teenage
What?
years. I got
Can
some,
we get someone
I
to
saw
help
some
animate that
goth
for us?
punk stuff going on
I
for
wanna see a
sure.
picture.
She was in
Yeah.
Arizona. She was in Arizona. She was
Okay.
But I was
anti-establishment.
still like it was, I was one of those kids that was like, everything I do wrong, I don't want anyone to know about. And I
Right.
want to still present, even though I look like this, I want to still be like a kid who never gets in trouble, which didn't really work out for me.
You're the
But
nicest punk
Korra's
rocker
more,
ever.
Yeah. Korra's more straight ahead, like what you see is what you get.
Korra
you know?
is not afraid to wrestle things up and mess
Yeah.
things up.
Yeah, that was super fun. I mean, just reading like the scripts from season 1 when I came in was like, oh, this is a very different avatar.
Very different.
Like really opposite.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I got this, I can handle anything, I'm ready to charge ahead, and that's like that was a really fun, active character to write
Yeah.
for. So it was like, Aang was really fun in his own way, and the whole group was great. But to come in and write for someone like Korra was like, all right, this is exciting.
Well, you did an amazing job, and I will say, and I can't imagine how I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I think they would agree. But I do feel that book 2 might be a little funnier than book 1.
Yeah.
I love Mike and Brian, but
Okay,
they're
good.
like, we needed our funny guys to come in
Varrick
and whip
alone.
up some
Varrick
funny.
alone.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole way that Bolin's, it makes all the sense in the world, but it's not like in book 1 you're like, I imagined he's probably going to become a mover star. Like
Yeah.
you don't,
That's
so
left
it
field.
really feels like
That's
you
very
guys
left
came
field.
in and like put your stamp on it, and
Yeah.
we talk nonstop about Varrick, of course. We had John Michael Higgins on.
You did?
Yeah.
And he
Where was I
was
for that?
so proud. I know.
He's awesome.
We have to dole him out one at a time.
Yeah,
a little
he's
pinch
amazing.
here, a
He
little
was
pinch
like, I
there.
don't remember anything. And then he's like,
And then he dropped-
that one time that was this
I
and
know.
that happened. I'm like,
he remembered everything.
what are you talking about? You
Yeah.
don't remember anything.
And then he dropped like crazy wisdom on us
Right.
about the show. He was like, "Well, I think one of the things is," and you're like, "What?"
we're like, I
What?
thought you didn't remember.
That was so
anything.
profound. You
Oh
just
my
said something
God.
profound, and then you played it off like it was no big thing.
I
He's
love
amazing.
him. I love him so much in everything he does. I
know.
saw him at a park one time, and it was just after we had finished like recording.
Yeah.
Really? Did
Like
you go
this,
up to him?
this. Oh yeah. I was like,
You said,
you know,
got
'cause,
to.
like, I
You've
kind
said
of met
things
him.
I've wrote. You
Yeah.
said things I've wrote.
I didn't say that, but I was like, oh my God, I'm a big fan. You're on the show. I wrote for it, whatever. And he sort of was like, he was going through his index of like, what show? And then he got it.
Yeah.
And it was like, boom, boom, boom. He just knew all the things, you know, but it took him a second.
Yeah.
But
He's the
because the guy
best.
works like crazy. But
Yeah,
he
I
is
know.
He does.
so
Yeah.
freaking funny. I was
He is.
rewatching this episode, and whenever he came on, I'm like, okay, oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's
right,
the best.
Varrick.
It's the
Varrick
best.
is the best.
He's
The
so
best to
funny,
write
but
for.
His
listen to
intro
this
is
episode because he's
amazing.
so sageful
Yeah.
in this episode.
Yeah. When,
Yeah.
Oh, in
Ours,
yeah. Yeah. No, he's the best.
Yeah, he's the best. Varrick is great. I think, actually, when I thought about this season, I was like just kind of rewatching everything. That there is this like there's a heaviness to it. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
they're,
for
they're like
sure.
opening portals, and it's like, and so it was fun
Especially
to like
this episode. No,
balance.
there's war.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
wars.
I mean, this is the first time I'm
brother
like,
versus
wow.
brother.
Yeah, and it's like war. Like in the original series, we hear about the war, the 100-Year War, but it's not really going on anymore. And the characters are in their own wars, but when you watch, especially this episode, and we're going forwards, they're in a war. The Civil War is
Yeah.
happening. It's sad. There's a
It's very
sadness
sad.
to war.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And yet, it's a funny episode.
And yet it's a funny episode. That's the balance that
there's
we're
some
talking
funny.
about, that we love about the show. Both series they don't pull any punches, and they go super deep, and they ask really tough questions and tackle really tough things, and then are also like charming and hilarious and lovely. So it's great. It's
I
great.
can't
You
wait
did
to get
such an
into it.
amazing
I can't
job.
wait to get into it.
Do you have so we talked about favorite characters in terms of obviously Varrick. Are there other characters that you like really liked exploring? Not necessarily, they don't even have to be the funny ones. Were there characters that you were like, I really like?
you just like
the
took off the
complexity
table
of-
the best character.
We
You're
talked
like,
about him already.
Aside,
That's all.
aside
I'm
from
just
that one, who's clearly
saying,
everyone's favorite.
Maybe
Well-
it's fun to write for the kids because
Yeah.
I know right now. Are we talking about it in this episode? No, we've already talked about it.
But
Those names of those tiny air bison.
Nice to meet you, Blueberry Spicehead.
And that's Princess Rainbow. And that's Twinkle Starchild. And that's Juniper Lightning Bug.
oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was based on like stuff your daughter named things.
Yes,
and,
that's
like,
right.
Blueberry Spice Head and like Rainbow.
I was watching
Yeah.
a lot of My Little Pony at the
That
time.
sounds like My Little Pony.
It shows. That's one of my favorite. That whole sequence, like with Tenzin and with Iki
Yeah.
and the little baby air bison,
Yeah.
is that I love that little, because it's almost like a C story. It's sort of a small piece
Yeah.
of what's happening in those couple of episodes, and yet I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so funny to hear JK say
Yeah.
like, and do you like that Blueberry Spice
Yes,
Head or whatever?
he's
It's
so like
good.
straight and just like
Yeah.
playing it, trying his best. He's
Yeah.
great.
You like that, don't you, Blueberry Spicehead? Yes, you do.
I love writing for the kids. I think Bolin kind of came out to be the most natural. It was kind of
Yeah.
like I kind of got Bolin
Yeah.
handled, no problem.
I see that. You and PJ could definitely
Bolin's
have some fun
acted out of
together.
pocket this episode. I got to say, as
Yeah.
a brother,
Yeah.
visiting the other brother in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a little full of himself early in the episode.
Listen.
Going to his own premiere.
I know. He lets it get to his head.
A little bit.
Unabashedly.
Yeah.
Unabashedly.
Yeah, it is nice, but he's got that little bit of arc. You know, he needs to start somewhere and he needs to end up somewhere. And
Exactly.
so, like, he sometimes I think Bolin's on the side, kind of like watching things happen.
Yeah.
He could be. Definitely, he is in the mix here. So
He's
it's
in the
great.
mix.
He's in the mix.
And remember, he and Mako have gone through a lot already.
Yes.
So the fact that he stays kind of ever optimistic
Right.
is, a trait that we saw carry through from book one. And things have more or less worked out, even though they've had some really bad stuff happen, even from when they were kids.
He
so
has a charmed
when he
life.
goes to
He has a
visit
charmed
Mako,
life.
he's probably just like, I'm not putting too heavy of stakes on this. You'll be out of here
Yeah.
soon
Right.
enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's fun. Whatever.
He doesn't believe his brother.
No, he does not believe
Does
it.
not
Well, who
believe
wants to believe that their benefactor is
Yeah.
responsible for like
Yeah.
Amoral
The fact that he has a
deeds.
benefactor.
Yeah.
That
worked out pretty well.
That's good luck.
Yeah, no, I kind of, I think he's soft. He's not really hard. Like, yeah, you deserve this or whatever. It's like, I don't know. You got a lot of weird theories going on. And I'm gonna let you work them out on your own.
Let's be
It's
honest.
fine.
He had a premiere.
And he had a big premiere.
Premiere's on your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
true.
like
For
clothing.
people that have been to premieres, it's on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, it's
He's trying to figure out what's happening with Ginger. Is she
Which
into me? Is she
Ginger?
just into
Yeah.
Nuktuk?
What am I wearing tonight?
What am I wearing?
I wonder what the critics are going to think about.
Yeah.
I wonder how the movie turned out.
Your brother's always going to be your brother. You know, you can
course.
kind of diss him a little bit,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you go back to him. later on.
100%.
This is now.
This
He-
is
he
right
has a
now.
movie premiere.
You know, me, all my brothers are actors, so they've been to my premieres. I've been to their premieres, and
Yeah.
so I know how that the feeling goes.
Mm-hmm.
One of my brothers, when we went to their premiere, and we were late. He was so mad.
Uh-oh.
Like we kind of rolled in late, and he said, "I really love you guys." As he's going to the stage,
The way-
as he's going to the
The
stage,
ways
to
that
announce-
family can
I'm
say
like-
words that mean something
Yeah.
We
very
were like,
different.
oh my God, we were late.
Really-
No, he's very mad.
I really
because
love you guys.
We walked in late before he's
very
about
fun.
to take the stage.
That's very fun. We also giving a lot of shout outs and praise to Angie, your wonderful wife, who's also been on the show
Yes.
on Braving the Elements, for her spectacular designs.
Amazing.
Continue through Legend of Korra. A lot of favorite things in the art book that I'm like, oh, I love this, and then I'm like, oh, no surprise, it was Angela Song Mueller.
I mean, yeah, Angela Song Mueller, she is awesome. I think she jumped on this later than I was on season 2, and I think maybe she came on during season 3. No, I'm wrong.
No, my friend, because I was reading the
Oh.
book 2
That is
art.
incorrect.
Each book, each book of Korra gets its own art book, so
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
only have been looking at book 2.
Okay then.
So that marriage is in trouble.
We
You
got-
heard
we got
it here
problems.
first.
Where
on
were you,
Braving
Angie?
the Elements.
Supposedly you weren't on the show at the time. What were you doing? Why?
Okay. Well, okay, so here's
This is
not
why
what
we
she
do
told
this.
me. That's
we
not what
do
she
this
told
to shake things up.
Okay.
In every
This is-
relationship.
This is blowing my mind now. Okay, so in season 2,
Yeah.
I came on.
Okay.
And this is like my life combined. Because we brought in my wife. Okay,
Yes.
so now we're just digging into
Okay,
me.
great,
You're the
great,
full
great, great,
Avatar
great.
family
Angie
here.
was
Yeah.
pregnant with my son Kai, who
Got it.
she gave birth in July 2011, and she was not on the show
But
before
you would have
then.
been writing
And I was on
before
the show.
she would have been
Yeah.
drawing.
Designing.
So
it makes sense.
I assumed that I had done maybe. Okay, yeah, you're right. So I had
You know what I
maybe
mean?
I had finished writing.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
We
she would have
cracked it.
just started.
We
We're
cracked
fine.
it. We guys, there was a
We're
second
fine.
there.
Baby, if you're listening.
She said, I thought you said you were you weren't where you said you were.
Yeah. No, it actually turned out to all make sense.
I know that
turned
she
out
had
to all
done a
make sense.
design, and I think she had, kind of done some like pre-designs for Brian or something. She was working on. I'm not gonna know this person's name, but it was from book 3, and it
Yeah.
was the girl that had the third eye.
Yeah.
God, I forget her
I
name.
don't know
Well,
what
foreshadow report. Neither does
Sorry.
he. He's
Someone
never
has
seen
a
the
third
show.
eye?
He's never seen the show.
Sparky
It's-
Boom Boom
it's-
is coming back.
Yeah, it's a
there's
Sparky.
a lot
it's a
of
she
really-
Sparky Sparky.
It's a she.
Sparky
Yeah.
Sparky Boom.
Are we gonna
woman.
find out why
Yeah.
they got this eye and how their boom is so big?
No.
Why is their boom so big? Where does
Yeah.
third eye come from?
But she
You're gonna have a lot of
designed.
questions when book 3.
But so she was
yeah.
designing that, I think, before she, and so I was, maybe that's where my confusion came in. But anyway,
Gotcha.
Are we-
yes,
It's also
Do we
was a
know-
long time ago, and it's okay.
Are they the
that-
only marriage couple in the Avatar verse?
Well, Brian's partner
we know?
definitely did definitely
Okay.
worked.
Lisa.
Lisa definitely
So
did some
two.
things.
All right.
But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there are any more dynamic duos that we're doing that we're working on
Because
Avatar.
that's great.
Okay, well, we've asked you this for the first series. I
Right.
think maybe we touched on some of this stuff about Korra, but we also warned that we would probably circle back to it when the time came and when we were actually on Korra. So, we got to revisit our 3 big questions that we ask everyone.
Who do you ship? Baby, you're my forever girl.
Do you have a ship in Legend of Korra, a ship or two that
Right.
you are especially on board
Favorite
for? As a
ship.
writer,
Yeah.
That you were rooting for or whatever, secretly.
yeah.
Even if it
Yeah.
didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got the Mako and the Korra
Yeah.
situation. That seemed
Makora.
they seem like they. Oh, thank you.
Is it right?
yeah, Makora.
Makora. This is getting sticky on me right now,
I know,
too.
I
mean,
know.
it's getting really weird.
Between the 3 of them, yeah, the love triangle.
What is the? Yes, a Makora.
Korrasami.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's a...
Bokora. But what's the
Bokora.
is it Makasami or is it Asako?
I don't know, but
Well,
they're,
that's it. My reign has ended as knowing anything about. I just can't remember.
you
I
just
can't
don't
remember.
care about that one.
To be honest with
Obviously, you just
to be
don't care
honest with
about
you,
that one.
To be honest with you, no one ever brings up Mako and Asami to me ever, and so I don't know if it's that they think I could be hurt by that in some way.
Because
But I think
secretly-
they're a great couple.
Yeah.
Because right now they're back on.
I know.
Oh,
I think they're great together.
Oh, wow. Well,
I mean, that being
kinda
said,
didn't
I
get-
ship Korrasami to the end of time, but like I do think
Yeah.
that they
Makora,
I get it.
Korasami's good.
you know,
I think I kind of, we would discuss this all the time, but the one that I really wanted, which I pushed for and I was shot down multiple times over and over again, was a Bolin with Varrick's assistant, Julie.
Oh,
and I was really, I know you guys probably,
Whoa.
it kind of reminded me of like kind of Talladega
cute.
Nights,
She's
Amy
cute.
Adams.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes,
like
yes.
pulling down the hair and something's going to
absolutely,
happen. And
absolutely.
They were
Cute.
just, I was laughed
You were laughed at. And then in the
Yeah.
end, was it because
on a
like
second,
everybody had this plan about what was gonna?
what's gonna happen?
I think you know this because we talked about it.
And
in
I
a past
feel like you're
episode.
trying to say something, but that's gonna happen.
No, I was saying that we talked about Varrick and Julie.
Yes, I'm saying that's gonna happen.
I don't know.
Maybe we don't know. But this is the other thing, Bolin. You can't. I mean, you have a death wish if you go after your benefactors.
I know. I just
Yeah,
wanted
maybe.
him to have a couple wild
Situation.
rides along the way.
I know.
You know?
He's two
He
on the
definitely had one
ride.
with Eska.
He's two on the ride with
Yes,
I don't know,
that's
Eska, Ginger.
Eska. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Ginger.
But they're great. Those are great foils for exactly
Yeah.
who
You
Bolin
can't
is.
go
Yeah,
after
They
exactly.
really,
your
it really
benefactor
works.
situation,
I know,
or
but-
you're
Yeah.
gonna lose all your benefaction.
you don't have to go
Yeah.
after her, but then something could happen on
No,
accident, and
no.
suddenly they're in
Yeah.
love, and now you got problems.
Bolin's too smart for that to
Yeah.
happen.
All right.
But
Well,
then
okay,
the
you guys are
person-
shooting me down too.
No,
okay,
I'm not.
this is
I think that makes
exactly what it
sense.
was like in the writers'
My
room.
friend, no, no. What you're saying makes sense, but I would say, if memory serves, and this is a character we've not met yet, so I'm not going to go into it. We won't even name her, but it's not so far off
Yeah.
from the person
That's
that
true.
makes sense for him.
That's
Like that's
true.
you
You
were on.
didn't
You know
say
what I mean?
anything. You just
Yeah.
just
We
just
got a
telepathically.
little, yeah, a little winky
All I
wink.
know
Yeah.
is
We know things you
Julie
don't.
Yeah.
definitely has needs and wants, so we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, I kind of want to see her break out of her shell, but we never did.
Yeah.
She was cute.
She keeps
So that was it.
Yeah.
That's my.
That's a good one. That's
it's
a
not-
really
it's
good
not,
one.
you know,
Bolin, Julie,
left
never.
field.
It'd be.
I guarantee you, someone else feels that way.
Bolin,
There's a name. It might be
Julin.
Bolin. It might be Julin. They're both very nice. I like both of
They're both
those
great.
portmanteaus.
Oh, Julin does feel right.
Yeah, Julin.
Julin.
Or Boli.
Animal Crossing.
Hybrid animals.
Well, do we have any favorite hybrid animals in Legend of Korra?
And we'll extend that out
Yeah.
to spirits
Yeah,
because there's
yeah.
some
There's
really
more,
great
'cause-
conspirators.
Yeah.
And also, Angela did design some really beautiful
Did
spirits.
Yeah.
she do the
Yeah.
dragonfly bunny? Because that's my favorite so far.
I think she did actually.
She did?
I think she did.
Oh, good, because that's my
Can-
favorite.
I do feel like when we covered A New Spiritual Age, I feel like I remembered reading that one artist did the dark spirits, and then the Angela did the light spirits of that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, cool.
So great. Those ears. I was like, where do those ears come from? The dragonfly. Oh,
yeah,
those are
the
great.
dragonfly bunny.
And then when it got
so
really
smart.
big in the
Yeah.
spirit world, I
Yeah.
really
Furry
loved
foot.
that.
What was? Oh, furry foot.
Furry foot
Yeah.
is the
that's
big
the
one.
one.
Yeah.
In,
that's the name.
in real life, I saw online there are these very big rabbits.
Here we go.
I think they're called flanger rabbits.
Flanger.
I don't. They're the.
How
they're,
big?
They're big as dogs.
Oh my god.
What?
They're so big, and I would tell my wife like, "Hey, can we get one of these?" And she said, "Absolutely not." I was
Yes.
like, "But how crazy would it be to have a giant rabbit?"
Yeah.
It's like a dog.
Yeah.
You guys.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah. What do rabbits do, though? You
I don't know,
like,
but
they
I-
just
Yeah.
cuddle, I guess. That's what you're looking for. What are you looking for from
that's
this
a
giant
great
rabbit?
question.
Walk a rabbit around the
Oh,
neighborhood.
you want to walk it?
And people be
Okay.
like, "What
You
is
wanna, like,
going
jog
on?"
with
it? Fair.
And I'm like, "This is."
You want it for the shock value. That's not
Okay,
a good
yeah.
reason to get
Yeah.
a
and
pet.
I want to hug it and
You
stuff
Yeah.
like
want to
that.
cuddle it.
And I
Yeah.
want to tell people like, "This is my rabbit."
Yeah. If it was like a body pillow situation, then it's like, yeah, I can see
go.
I just
that.
want to bring them to the mall. People are like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Dude, it's crazy."
Okay, so we got furry foot. Pabu Naga? Any?
Oh,
like those guys?
yeah, I do like those guys.
And you turned him into a polar bear.
Yeah, I like what you
Yeah.
guys
Something
said.
else.
A panda bear, and
panda bear.
a
What
snow
was
raccoon
Papa? So
or
it's
something.
Juji and
Rotan.
Rotan.
Rotan is a very
Rotan. It doesn't.
proud.
It's not funny.
No,
It's just like funny's gone out of that.
Juji's funny.
Yeah, Juji's pretty
Juji's very
funny.
cute.
Rotan was voiced by Tim. I'm sure you
That's
guys know
right.
that. He
Remember,
had
he
like
Tim-
2
yeah.
lines.
That was Tim?
Yeah.
He says, Nook, no.
Look, no.
Right?
I think- yeah,
he
yeah.
might. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe
No,
someone
he
else
says,
says that.
No, he definitely has a
think you're
couple
right.
of things like
Yeah,
that, or
yeah.
like
I was-
Noctacular or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I was surprised by his voice.
Tim's?
No,
Oh, they talk-
Rotan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
spoke at
and,
all.
and he speaks. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah,
And
that's
same
right.
with Juji.
At least I got to be your friend.
And Juji has laser eyes.
And
Yeah,
Juji
that
has
was kind of fun, like
eyes!
literal laser eyes.
Oh,
and we're
so
just like, this is great.
satisfying. My comment when we first saw that was, I guess that's cool. I guess Naga was just like, sure, I want to be on a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be. You could paint me, sure, dye me, whatever. Korra's not around. I'll be in a movie.
It's an animal.
It's
Doesn't
an
really
an-
have any say.
I
I mean, we're gonna take care of it, obviously, and follow all the proper rules.
Well, of
but
course you are. Of course
You
you are.
are.
No animals
the
were hurt
animal
during the
just
making of that mover.
wants to be around Bolin all the time. You know, he's
And
such
Pabu.
A,
Naga and
yeah.
Pabu love each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
I mean,
No, they seem like
Bolin
they're having a
has
good
a
time.
special relationship with the animal. He talks to the animals, kind of.
yeah.
He
Bolin.
definitely talks to
Definitely
Pabu.
does
He
talk
seems to
to
be able to
them. Yeah, they
communicate,
can
pretty
communicate.
well with Pabu.
He's a Dr. Doolittle of the Avatar verse.
That's right.
What kind of bender would you be?
I don't know if I want that kind of power.
How are you feeling bender-wise? Are you
benders.
feeling
Oh,
airbender? Are you feeling
like
earth?
me?
Are you feeling...
Oh, yeah, no.
I think you're water.
I'm water. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with water. Though I
Yeah.
did kind of like, you know, I just decided to think of this on my own, just to think of like what else. You know,
Could
let's
you
just say
be?
water is gone, and I didn't have an
water's
option.
gone.
Especially
Water's
a lot of-
gone.
Yeah.
It was either between fire
Yes.
Okay.
I like this.
or air. You know.
yeah, I can
Let me
see
tell you
air in
what-
you,
I
but
gotta
fire's
say,
good.
What concerns me about this conversation is that the Fire Nation is very ready to imagine what it would be like if there was one
Yeah.
less element.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm
not-
concerned.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
jumped on that quick. You're like,
Oh,
if there were
no.
no water, you'd be fire, huh?
Exactly.
So I could get rid. Hypothetically, I could get rid of the water tribe, and you would be fire.
I
You
don't
would
know
go
about
Fire
all
Nation.
that. I don't know about all that. I do know that the water tribe is looking real bad right now. There's like
Yeah.
a lot of
Not so,
That's-
there's some. That's not all great people
not
in
all
the
great
water
people.
tribe.
I usually think like you're a very nice person from the water tribe. There's some like real questionable things
You're
going on.
you're
for
kicking
the
back
first
right
book,
now,
too.
just like
He's been kicking
look
back
at see.
all- oh, yeah,
it
he's been
happens
kicking
with
back.
everybody.
I know.
He's been
like,
enjoying. He's
we
like
get the-
Tarlock.
We get such a bad rep
Amon.
forever. Even
Yeah,
to this day,
it's
people
true.
just think all this, but look what kind of
Yep. You're
Madness
right.
is
Bad
going
business. There's
on.
blood bending
Yeah.
going on for crying out loud.
bloodbending.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy trying to take over the whatever
Hey,
spirit
listen,
world.
Korra needed help because no one was helping her with the civil war with the water tribes. She was heading to the Fire Nation.
I know.
Before she got swallowed by a giant. She was going for
Iroh
help.
the second was down.
Yeah.
The president.
of
I'm still
allies.
confused about what
President Raiko?
President Raiko. I'm confused about what his intentions are. Can we note out there in the Avatar verse that there's no firebender in sight during all of this ruckus?
Yeah.
Very bad stuff going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
and
the
no-
best person, Mako, is doing a
Mako's there
pretty good
helping
job.
out
Yeah.
one mere firebender just on the side of a plane
Well,
helping
if memory
things
serves,
out.
I do think firebenders like had something to do with the bombs. The triple threats are
With
there's
triple
some
threats.
Mako is locked away.
big deal.
I'm
You know.
just saying this is a water tribe extravaganza.
Yeah, there's a lot
it's
of
probably
conflict.
best. It's good for you Fire
It's
Nation
totally
folks to
good
kind
for
of
us.
Kick back, kick back.
step
100%.
back and go let them
Yeah.
work it out and let's not
yes,
get carried
yes.
away.
I
But
agree.
yeah, I was thinking, you know, of fire or air,
Right.
and I
Okay.
landed on air.
Okay.
Because it's the freedom, the passion.
I
You know, it's like,
know.
you're so passionate,
Yeah.
but I
I'm
don't know
with
if I
you.
just have
I
that
love-
much of a
I
drive.
get it.
Yeah.
I love how people pick air, and I like to remind them there's only a few of you guys.
I know. Who else is?
Whoa!
Oh, who else is? I wonder who else is picking air.
And there could be a few less.
There could be a few left. There's only
Terrible.
There's only 4
Yeah.
right
Air-
now, as we know.
Air, though, you know, the whole point is they're nomads. They're like unattached. They
That's
don't really
true.
care. They're
Yeah.
not kind of like, but they do. But they really do.
Today's episode of Avatar Braving the Elements is sponsored by a public service announcement from the Air Temple Island Acolytes Oogi Appreciation Group.
For decades, it seemed like all anyone could talk about was how important Avatar Aang's air bison was. Appa saved them from yada yada, and thank goodness Appa was there for blah blah blah. The Air Temple Island Acolytes Oogi Appreciation Group isn't saying Appa wasn't amazing, because of course Appa was amazing, but don't focus so much on the past that you forget the present, which might sound ironic coming from an organization dedicated to preserving the ways of the air nomads. Anyway, Oogi, your name may not seem as dignified, and you might not get as much screen time, so to speak, but we just want you to know we see you. Oogi, thank you for your service.
Now, Josh
Yes.
Hamilton, we have a little surprise for you.
A surprise! I'm so excited.
You look excited. You look like you're trying to hold on to something that can't be held on to.
Nails across the
Well,
table.
here's the thing, friend.
Yes.
First of all, I want to reassure you that every guest before you has done this, so
Yes.
no pressure.
No.
Every
Yes.
single one. Every single one.
Every single
How
one.
many guests have you had?
Well, this
million.
is episode what?
A
Thousands.
million. Okay.
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
10,
If it's
12.
a million, I'll do it.
Every episode of Korra, our guest has done this. We have asked them to do, including Jeff Bennett, who is the voice of Shiro Shinobi.
Oh.
We have asked, because you guys did a wonderful job of
Including
writing these
Tim.
recaps of including Tim Hendrick, of the previous
he's good at this.
episode. We ask you to do your impression of Shinobi for a recap we wrote.
Right.
Fine,
And
fine.
we're going to put it right there in front of you, straight ahead, easy peasy. Let's see if you can come up with a Shiro Shinobi voice off the cuff.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. All
right.
God, this sucks so bad. This is like, I did. Yeah, okay.
We don't want to make it too easy for you.
Korra and Jinora prove there's never a dull moment in the spirit world, whether it's being swallowed by a cat gator or tea parties with Iroh.
Great.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm going to
Keep
keep
going.
going. Even on a trip to the library is anything but commonplace. But the only one who can tell Tenzin and company about their adventure is Korra. Since Jinora is trapped in the spirit world by who? Unalaq. Will what's happening in the outside world prove to be more uneventful? Don't count on it.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Absolutely. That's like you a little
just
Bolin
write.
down there.
He doesn't just write.
No, siree. No, siree.
Yeah, I can read.
Nailed it.
I
He
can
also
also read.
Also read.
All right.
Oh,
So
okay, great.
let's get into it.
Oh, we're getting into it.
You killed it. That was beautiful. Now we know what's going on. We know what happened in the last episode.
Yes.
We're painfully aware that Jinora is trapped in the spirit world.
Wow.
Night of 1,000 Stars, written by, of course, Josh Hamilton, directed
That's
by the
me.
great Colin Heck.
Colin.
In this episode, we see a lot happen with Raiko and his wife. Sometimes this is
Buttercup?
like a real
I think her name is Buttercup.
Buttercup.
Yeah, Buttercup and Ginger in this episode. So
Buttercup.
they're
Buttercup.
great names.
Spicy.
Buttercup and the Prez are about to find out that sometimes life imitates art, imitates life, I guess.
Right.
There's some layers going
Right.
on there.
Right.
When some shenanigans occur, and we find out, are we going to find out who's behind all the kind of rebellious
Yes.
moves that Mako's very suspicious about, looking at Varrick. We got to check out what's going on in the South Pole. Great cast in this episode.
cast.
Fantastic
Yep.
cast, as always. When we see that, we talked about the cast from the Nuktuk movies before, but y'all are great. Everybody did a great job.
And the premiere. What struck me out when I started watching this episode is they have the premiere in the Bending Arena.
Well, it's the biggest,
That's
most
how big.
beautiful
Yeah.
venue.
And that's how big this
Oh, yeah.
this premiere
Yeah.
is.
It's the
Yeah,
only
that's
thing going
huge.
on that
I
night.
know.
Everybody got to be
It's
there.
like
Yeah.
having the premiere at like Staples Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes,
what you want.
it is.
That's what you want. It's also nice because it's already designed.
There you go.
And it's a good
does make
spot to
sense.
fight in.
That
but
does make a
but
type of
just
sense.
That's what
the
the premiere is.
arena itself
The
is
arena
Yeah, it's
is
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
and then it's
beautiful.
great. The little foreshadow part that there is going to be some action. So it's great. There's going to be action going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But also, it was just that big of
Yeah.
a movie that we have to have it at the arena.
Yeah, the arena's great. It's like right there on the water. You know,
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
can see it. It's kind of like this iconic building for the
Yeah.
city. So
Everybody's
yeah, why
been
not?
waiting for the Nuktuk final chapter.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm about to ask this. This is a waste of everyone's time.
Mm-hmm.
But in the arena, which is a circle shape,
Right. Where's the screen?
thank you.
I also thought that.
Is everyone sitting, like, is it
Yeah.
projected on both sides? But if you're on right here, then you're just looking at a flat No, you're not seeing the screen.
Yeah, well,
so
they do
figure
this
out
though,
the
don't they? This like they
Yeah.
do have.
You discussed this in the writers' room, didn't you?
No, but like if you go to Dodger Stadium
Right.
and watch
Yeah.
a concert, they just cut off some of the seats.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
okay,
So
all right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
That
we
makes
keep
perfect-
this in.
Yeah, that's what I
We
thought
need to know
too.
logistics.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw
yeah.
Chili
You would have
Peppers
figured that
at
out.
Staples. I mean, Crypto
Yeah.
Arena, whatever. They
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
big screen behind them.
Yeah.
That's how they did it.
All right. We shouldn't have even asked.
No,
We
this
should have
is.
been- I
should have
assumed
asked.
there was
Yeah.
like one part.
You were right.
You know what? We need to design different buildings. Let's take it somewhere else.
No.
Get out of
It's
this.
great.
Let's
it's
get
great.
on it. Before we get to the premiere, we do have the unhappy chore of having to tell a young lady's mother that that young lady is trapped in the spirit realm.
Oh my god.
Not fun to say, hey, she's still in the spirit world.
Yeah.
No big deal. This is her limp body that
No, what's
seems
worse
to
is
not
you're
contain
the
consciousness.
father, Tenzin.
Yeah, he's got to
Would
tell
your
Pema.
daughter tell your wife?
Yeah.
Hey, babe,
Yeah.
I left our daughter in the friggin'
And last
spirit
she
world.
knew,
Yeah.
did she know that Jinora was going to lead in, or was it like last she knew? She just knew that Tenzin had never been to the spirit world, but I don't know that. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
that she
think she
knew
did,
that
like, you've
Jinora
never
was the one that was
So
going
the guide.
in.
She was gonna be the guide.
That's right. Was it supposed to be? I can't remember. I can't quite remember
Yeah.
either. But was the twist supposed to be? It was supposed to be Tenzin, but
Yeah.
Jinora
Yeah,
is like,
Tenzin,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
He
And
couldn't
so-
make it happen.
And so his daughter,
And
who
so
he
she
needs to
stepped
protect, had to go,
in.
and that's great. But then he couldn't protect her. And oh my
It's
God,
so
he's got to
sad.
deliver her
Couldn't
limp
either.
body. But she's still alive. I mean, it's just. A
She's
body.
I don't know, but
alive.
I'm still confused about how
Yeah.
this all works out. I'm worried they moved the body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Korra had to come out and then tell Tenzin, who was like,
Yes, that's right. And
And
that
then,
that's how the
yeah.
last episode
And so
ends, I think. is
this one
for-
starts with
yeah.
Tenzin.
Nobody wants to leave anyone in the spirit world, let
Nobody's
alone
trying
a
to do
child.
that.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to
child?
do that. She's
Yeah.
a very special child.
Special child, but you don't want to leave a
nonetheless.
child.
No.
It feels like someone's
Not
gonna get
great.
arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Seems
got that.
illegal.
That's
Yep.
not a great moment for family.
down.
Then you got the moment that you described earlier where Bolin casually visits
Full
Mako
of
in
himself.
prison in jail. I guess
I
it's
was-
jail. He hasn't been convicted of anything.
Yeah,
so
no.
Right, it was
he
kind
hasn't
of in
seen
the-
For a
it
he's
yet.
in the
second,
clinker
I was
right
hoping
now.
that the poster he gave him had some, I don't know, something to help him get out of jail.
Like as soon as he put the poster on the wall, it would
Yeah.
burrow a hole for him.
Yeah,
like,
or like had when you
Shawshank
read it,
style.
if you read it's like, oh, look underneath the bed because
Ooh,
Yeah.
put
I like
something in there. I
this.
thought he was gonna break his brother up, but then I was like, no, he's just full of himself right now.
Yeah, no, I do.
I was like, you're not trying to get me
Yeah.
out.
No.
I do feel that. I mean, there's something about the tension of a brother that doesn't quite see past this great thing that's happening
Yeah.
to him. Bolin is like on the, he's right about to go into his premiere, like you discussed, and that he can't see like this problem with his brother. I think that's great. It's kind of like as an audience, maybe you're like, come on, help him out. I
Yeah.
mean, and
But
you
also,
don't.
like, we know from book one that Bolin is an amazing earthbender and he's amazing on the on the pro-bending team on Fire Ferrets, but it does seem like Mako's still the heartthrob. And
Yeah.
he's the older brother.
He's a
and he
heartthrob.
got the girl
Yeah.
with the crush on
Of
Korra.
course.
Got
So
the girls.
Yeah.
for
the
Bolin,
the girl.
the
He got
girls.
the girls.
so for Bolin, it's like he's having his moment. Like
Yeah.
he is more, I mean,
And he's still
you know,
a heartthrob. He's in jail
Yeah.
in a tank top, has a little rip in it, it's like
Yeah.
sewed up and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like
He's
chilling.
looking pretty good, yeah.
It's like Brad Pitt in the jail. He's
That's
like,
right.
yeah,
That's
like what
right.
are we doing? It's
Yeah.
like, you look
That's
pretty
right.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
you're
doesn't
right.
look
Like this
haggard.
is Bolin's one moment, his big
Yeah.
win, and his
Yeah.
brother is like, the guy that is sponsoring you basically is a
Is-
bad guy.
is
And
ba-
this whole
yeah.
thing is a fake.
It's like,
And he's
oh,
like, come on, yeah.
really? So you can't handle
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
You're finding ways to sabotage my success
Yeah.
because it's unusual for you. I agree that is something that's a place he could go. Then you got the Mustache Brothers, as I like to call
Oh,
them,
yeah. The detectives?
the two detectives,
Tweedledee
Lou
and
and Gang.
Tweedledum.
Oh, yeah, Lou
Yeah,
Gang, that's
and
right.
and Bayfom, who for some reason Lynn's great. She has decided that they're good at their jobs. She's
Not
really
for
letting
long.
them stick around
Not
for the
for
time
long.
being. They're working security. Raiko arrives.
They're eating
Varrick's-
very
yeah.
cakes, right? Or
They're
maybe that
eating
comes
very
like
cakes.
later.
Oh,
like
yeah, they got those
very
very
cakes.
They're eating it the whole
Yeah,
time.
There's like specific
They're eating
ways
it the
to
whole
eat them.
time. Everyone's eating those barricades.
Hey, they're delicious.
Varrick's
He's got a
everywhere.
knack. He's got a real knack.
He not only has like all this other industry, he also has
Yeah.
a bakery business.
He
Yeah.
does it all. He does it all.
I would too.
And then this is all of this, like Raiko coming and seeing the movie, of course, is like part of this larger attempt to continue to get Raiko lathered up so that he will indeed
Lather
support the
'em.
South. Raiko is
I love
like
the
not having
meta-ness.
it.
I love the meta-ness of the movers. There's a lot of
Yeah.
meta in time. It looks just like our president.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Varrick does say something very interesting. It's one of those, like, when you look back, when you watch the episode and you look back, you're like, oh, when Varrick's like, you might be surprised. you
Yeah.
might be surprised at what the
Yeah.
impact is. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
My hope is that their words and this epic mover will inspire a real-life hero to rise up and help.
There was about to be a
Yeah.
much bigger impact than just the mover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was about to get
had,
napped.
He had a whole, I love Varrick.
I love
John
Varrick,
Michael Higgins. He
too.
delivers this kind of solemn moment before maybe I'm jumping ahead, but the
Yeah.
way he just like, ladies and gentlemen, in the South, there's these struggles or whatever he
Yes,
does.
yes,
and he's
yes,
like, anyway,
yes.
that's in the movie.
I know.
You know?
Enjoy the show!
That's comedy,
That's
baby.
also
But
very
you're right.
premiere. That's also very premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll give you something, and then
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, and they're like, hey, grab some
Anyway,
popcorn,
yeah.
everybody. Let's have a good time.
So Varrick has kind of this double situation going on, right?
it's
He's
an
kind
interesting
of
plan.
Yeah.
he's got this. He's gonna show this movie. He's trying to change hearts and minds.
Yep.
But he's also trying to, do this plot that's gonna like clearly gonna change the mind of the president.
Yeah.
Probably.
What he does not count on is that Bolin is going to
His
get
hero.
emotional. Yeah, his the hero of the, and also, somebody who seems to be on the side of the
Right.
South.
His brother told him, "Look out."
He said, "Look out for what Varrick's up to. I
Look
don't
out.
know.
Keep an
Now
eye
I'm-
open.
And Mako's out of the
You know,
way.
watch your
he
back.
can't help." And Bolin gets emotional and has to go outside. Asami comes out. They have this whole conversation, and then it's only Bolin's sweet tender heart that creates a scenario in which Bolin notices, like, wait a minute, there's a water tribe, like maybe he doesn't know it's a water tribe, but like there's a abandoned boat at the arena. Like, what's
what's
happening?
going on? But even him going
He
outside,
has to do
taking a
little sleuth
moment,
work. Yeah.
is very premiere. You'll catch, right?
I love it. I love it.
need
No, you'll catch a lot of actors. If you go to a premiere with
Yeah.
friends, you'll catch some of the actors outside when the movie's going, just like taking it in,
Yeah.
like, wow.
Or
like,
in some cases, I can't watch myself.
I can't watch
Yeah.
myself.
I gotta
or
be
like,
away from this. I'm
Yeah.
Can you believe
humiliated.
this is happening?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. We did all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Yeah.
It was like totally like, oh yeah.
Except for all he's thinking about is like, I miss when the gang was like
I miss again. Yeah.
having adventures in
Yeah.
real life
Right.
and like we were
Right.
busting the bad guys
Yeah.
and
I like the kind of because also in the B story there was like maybe it's a C story. Unalak and Tanlak are brothers fighting each other, you know.
yeah.
And so we start this
That's a
one with
big story.
yeah, but it's kind of just a moment in the beginning and the end. I think it kind of bookends the episode.
yeah.
And so, this idea of Mako and Bolin that are brothers that are fighting and they don't
Yeah.
disagree, but then they do come back together versus like the other two brothers who are kind of, they're going to go to a bigger war.
for sure.
Epic.
Unalak
So,
doesn't have love for
yeah.
anybody, including his own children. He proved that to us in the last episode
Unalak
when
is a
his son
shady,
got hurt and he was like,
shady
whatever.
Water
Oh, yeah, that's right.
tribe
Yeah.
guy.
I'm gonna go ahead and he's definitely the most empty in
Shady
terms of
water
like
tribe.
in terms of like, and this is not this is a bad example because I know people are very defensive of Azula, and I love Azula, but in
love
terms
Azula.
of a
She's the
person who
best and the
uses
worst.
people like tools and not like people, I think that's very Unalak.
Did you say this is
going
going to be controversial?
I guess not. Well, because people talk about Azula deserving redemption and
yeah.
everyone, but
Just
I'm like I think she's sort of empty of affection, like except for maybe Ty Lee.
Okay.
So yeah, Unalak is
Dirty
just
water.
like, if you
dirty
can't
water.
help me,
dirty
I don't
water
care.
tribe.
Whether
Dirty,
you're-
dirty
But
water
Bolin's
tribe.
not like that. Bolin's not like that.
No,
Bolin
he's
is
He
not.
a
sees
pure
that
heart.
boat. He thinks about his brother.
puts
He
it
thinks
together.
about
In
the
fact,
team.
Let's watch it. You know what? Let's
Can we
watch
watch
this.
it?
Let's
Yeah,
watch
let's
his
check it out.
detective work and see what he makes happen
It's
for
not
everybody.
just a pretty face.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, snatched.
I don't think so.
Nuktuk.
With the movie going on in the
Oh,
background.
the good move, good move, good move. Ooh.
That's why you do it at the arena.
This guy dies.
He's defeated for all time.
Let's go.
I
Hold
think-
up. Guns out.
Love it.
Guns out.
Sun's
guns
out.
Yes,
Sun's out. Guns
hair
out.
long.
Let's go.
Crack that neck.
Is
Man, sometimes you think
jacked.
maybe Bolin's slightly heftier, and then you're like, nope,
Yeah, he's cut.
dude's ripped.
Yeah.
Secure the president.
Thanks, Lynn.
I believe the president's wife is voiced by Maria Bamford.
No. Oh, is it? Did she do Buttercup and
Oh,
Pema? Maybe she did. You know
I
what? That's
believe
right.
that she did. There's this
That's
one
right.
line.
It
says
is
she's-
Maria.
Yeah.
She says one line, and it's just the funniest.
Hilarious.
Oh, it is Maria.
I don't know about all that, but that's that's a great line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I clocked that line. Whoa, look at that though.
that is
That
awesome.
is awesome.
Boing.
Use those coins.
That's great. Bolin is on home turf. You know, he knows this very well.
Yes.
That's true.
And Shinobi's right at it.
It's so good, you
And,
guys.
like, the double animation probably killed some animators.
I love that
He's just in the audience, Shinobi-ing.
Doesn't even know that guy.
It's so good. It's so good.
The bending this season's gotten so crazy, you guys.
Yeah. Him just doing that commentary in his seat is so inspired. It's so perfect.
See, it was Varrick. See?
Yeah.
It was very no.
Big eyes. Gotta go.
I think this is our cue to
There's
exit.
Xu Li, the one that, you know, I really like.
Yeah.
So great. The fur, just no shirt on.
Look at that. This is
know.
great.
Fur.
This
It's
is great.
so good. That's such a great scene.
That is a great
Every
scene.
That is
single
great,
moment of that sequence is mwah, chef's kiss.
That's fabulous.
It's
That's
you
so
did.
good.
I mean, that's great
you know,
work.
like the credit should go to the directors and storyboard artists and, you know,
That's
working
wonderful.
on this stuff.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort,
and
yeah.
Everybody works together to make something perfect,
Yes.
and that's what this is.
I've never seen something like that at a premiere. I would like to like go into Rocky premiere and then they actually get into a big fight at the premiere in front of the
Good
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See like
That's
Sylvester
hard to
Stallone knock
imagine, but you
somebody
know what?
out. It'd be
Let me
great.
say, hard for me to imagine that with Rocky. Fairly easy for me to imagine that with any Jason Statham movie.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
I feel like any Jason Statham movie, he could be like, and then I had to just get up and like punch
Someone's
someone
talking
was in
too
my
loud.
seat, and I just had to like pound them because they were in my seat.
I take the bees, right? I'm there with the bees because I'm a beekeeper.
Yeah.
And then the bees go everywhere.
I want to see this.
I want to
I'd like
fight the
to see-
bees.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see that happen at a premiere. Like
Yeah.
full out.
Let's cross our fingers.
great.
Let's cross our fingers. So that's it. So Bolin now knows.
Yeah.
Mako was right. He's innocent.
Big brothers are right sometimes. You got little brothers. You think we're wrong sometimes, but we're usually
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
that's
Who
true.
thinks who's wrong?
Little brothers think big brothers wrong sometimes.
Understood. Understood. Okay,
that's
gotcha. I bet
true.
little brothers and I bet big brothers think little brothers are wrong sometimes.
They are
too.
wrong.
Okay.
I think little brothers learn to distrust big brothers. It's like it's at first you're like, whatever you say, that is the law, and then it's like, whatever you say is a lie. I don't believe
Are you a
anything.
little brother?
I am a little brother and a big brother.
Oh, you're a little
I am
brother and a
too.
big
I am
brother
and
too.
I'm
yeah.
also a big brother.
I'm in the middle. I'm a
You
middle
see
brother.
it
I'm a
all.
middle
You
brother.
see
And I've
it
done both.
all.
We've
You're
done both.
seeing it
I've
from-
manipulated
We're the
and
anchor.
been manipulated.
Hey, both.
That's
both,
right.
Both. It's hard to be a middle child.
Yeah.
That's what makes you a good storyteller, both of you, because
you
you've
go.
seen it from all sides.
Yes, exactly.
Me, I can
We're
only write
defensive.
stories about only children. It's very sad.
Just you and your
I
parents.
can't imagine. Yeah, I can't even imagine. So Lin Beifong turns it around quick. She's like, I'm so sorry. I was absolutely wrong. You were
Finally,
absolutely
Lin.
right. You're going to make a great detective.
You're going to make a great detective.
Then, surprise, Korra shows up. She's back.
Whoa.
She's
Oh,
back
yeah.
for the
Oh,
first
that's
time
right.
since having amnesia.
That's
no one
right.
has
Yeah.
seen her there.
Whoa.
She pops in, plants a big kiss on
Yeah,
Mako.
right in front of Asami
In front of
too,
Asami,
right?
has
Oy, oy.
No memory of their fight.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Asami felt some type of way.
Yeah, I think
Which rightfully
everyone.
so.
Everybody felt
And
some
then,
type of way.
like, Mako couldn't say anything. That's
Yeah,
the
he
thing.
shoulda. He probably shoulda.
He should have,
been
but it's
like-
hard. Amnesia?
Yeah.
That's true.
So
That's
he
true.
did
I
try to
think
say,
there's some
he was
people-
like, don't you remember our fight? She's like, no. He's like, well, damn, baby, what's going on?
Yeah, like you can. Yeah, that's.
That's you see his eyes running back and forth, thinking, "Can I have them both? Can I have? Is there a scenario? No,
How do I
no,
get-
there is not a
He's like,
scenario.
how do I
in which
Three's
this works
company
out for
this?
me."
He's like, do they know each other? Where do they live?
Yeah, yeah. They live far enough apart. I will say, I do think there's I've had fans say, they think that Korra's faking because she doesn't want it to have been over with Mako, so she's pretending to have amnesia. Can we clarify that that's not what's happening?
Okay.
That wasn't the intention.
That was,
Not the
as far as I remember, no.
I think, but to defend the
maybe.
fans, I think not that
Never have planned. I should never have incepted that
I
into your
just had the
brain.
thought. I had the thought that she's not faking it, but when you're, I don't know a lot of people in amnesia, but I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
when you come out of amnesia, the things that you want to remember, you can remember, and things
Yeah.
you don't want to remember,
Okay, maybe that's it.
You
Maybe
may
that's
that
now I
reminder,
really
right?
like this.
Huh?
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been on fights where it's kind of like, well,
What if I could
don't
just
even wanna
pretend
talk.
that never
Yes.
happened?
Yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
know.
I'm just gonna
Full-on
walk back in
amnesia.
and
I know.
ask about dinner.
I know.
And see
she
what
had
happens.
no way of
Oh, I do that
knowing.
sometimes. That's definitely my strategy
totally.
sometimes.
It's probably fair to assume that he's not immediately going to get
Yeah.
back together
Yeah.
with the other
Yeah,
girls.
was the fight that bad?
First of all,
just
really
been through so much
brain
since
It's been
then.
a week. It's been a week.
She's been through so much since
And
then.
then you don't expect your ex to
Yeah.
be with someone new.
I know.
That same
Maybe
week.
he feels the same way, and he
with your
also
friend.
rather pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the strategy sometimes you just gotta wake up in the morning like, hey,
Pretty
Pretty good
good.
idea.
It's
What do you
pretty
want for
good.
breakfast?
Pretty good.
I know.
What do
It's
you want
pretty
for
good.
I don't know. I
It's
know the
pretty
answer.
good.
But it was uncomfortable for everybody.
It's uncomfortable for everybody because I think, again, as I've said many times, there's never bad blood between Asami and Korra. Like, it's always seems like it's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
directed at Mako.
Mako,
Like, if
yeah.
something, which is
But
kind
again,
of nice in
and
terms
again,
of where
it's
things
not
go. but
Mako
I feel bad
going
for
to
him.
kiss
I feel
Korra.
bad for him, too.
It's happening to Mako.
Yes.
Asami reignited the thing with that. No, he could have been like, it's too soon, I'm not
Asami
ready.
leaned
and
in
he
and
didn't,
kissed it.
but-
Totally.
Mako didn't go after Asami.
Yeah.
Mako did
I
not kiss
know.
back.
I know.
I'm feeling for you, Mako. You're my boy. I'm feeling for
the,
you.
The gals are just working out their stuff.
They were on
as
you.
And then
On you.
And then once they got that out of their system, they're good.
And Mako
They're
isn't
gonna
the
be
type
good.
that's processing quickly. You know,
Yeah.
he's
He's
like,
thinking about the
It's a lot for
football.
anybody. It's a lot
like,
for anybody.
What do I say now?
No,
That's not really something that he's gonna have the answer, the
Yeah.
best
Right.
answer for. But I love that
Yeah.
every single person in the scene except for Korra is
it's
like,
like,
ooh, like you don't feel that.
Yeah.
Asami when in the background just having it's
But she
horrible.
knows. But Asami,
It's
that's my point.
embarrassing.
Asami knows.
Yeah.
She's like, also, I did kiss him right after they broke it. Like, and she's
Yeah.
she's wonderful and smart. She's like, also, this
Yeah.
is not a.
Yeah.
I have no leg to stand on here. Also,
No. But she
You
was
know
there
what I mean?
first.
She was there first. She was there first.
But she would know what to. She's the type of person that would know what to say. She's like, you should say. Oh, we should talk
Quick
about this.
question.
It's
Right,
complicated.
right, right,
it's like he
right,
doesn't say
right,
that. And
right.
it's like,
Question.
God damn
Right.
it.
What were you guys doing in the writers' room with all this love triangle situation going on? Were you and Tim like, hey, I don't know, like, were you guys like Gossip Girl in there?
I think so. I think gosh, I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, I guess we probably were. Yeah, I don't 100% remember, but I do like the any way to sort of make tension and put Mako in a bad situation where he's got to like sort of get out of it later
Fumble
on.
his
Is
way
always
out
the
of
best.
it.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of-
hard to be a guy sometimes.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
It's really the love triangle
Very
doesn't work
satisfying.
unless one of them is
Yeah.
like a Mako type
Right.
character
Yeah,
who
yeah,
can't
yeah.
quite
Right.
figure out
He
what
can't
to
be
do.
that slick.
Yeah,
We
he's
love him
not
for
that
not
slick.
being
Yeah,
slick. We
and
love
that's
him
the
for not
only way
being
it
slick.
works.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you're right.
things happen.
He's hapless in a different way
Yeah.
than Bolin is hapless, but they both have their opportunities to be kind of hapless. So Varrick goes to jail. It's not as bad as you would maybe worry. If you're a Varrick fan,
this was
let's
great.
take a look at what happens and the fact that he stays involved with them and still has offers for them that actually are beneficial. Let's take a look.
Guys, hey! What do you think? Varrick Industries built this prison, and I had this cell made special. I had a feeling I'd end up here one day.
This is just matter of fact. You know what I mean? It's like I want to work out any kind of situation
very
for my future.
pragmatic.
Julie's in prison with you?
Of course, I don't go anywhere without my assistant. Do you?
We're not interested in your tea, and this isn't a friendly visit.
Don't tell me you guys are still mad about everything that happened. I did some good things, too.
True.
Korra, who warned you about Unalaq? I did. Bolin,
She has to think
who
about
got
it.
you into the movers?
Oh,
I
you
did.
gotta think about
Sonny,
it.
Check.
who saved your company?
Oh,
I did.
you gotta think about it.
Marco, who got you thrown in jail? I did. Oh yeah, I guess that was a bad.
That line. Oh yeah, I guess that was me.
So good.
Those are pretty bad too.
I wasn't going to hurt him. I just needed to.
But even Asami's like, those are pretty bad too. Like she can't even commit to being that mad.
Where's all the stuff you stole from Asami?
The future industry stuff? It's on my battleship.
You have a battleship?
Yes.
Of course I do.
He's this
I built the
perfect
first one they
neutral
made.
bad kind of character,
love
but
him
but
so
like
much.
lovable bad
He's so joyful.
versus real bad. You know,
Yeah.
just enough to
They're
mix
both
things
cold,
up.
Heartless war machines.
It's very
tea, sir.
yeah.
Look, I am truly sorry for the mess I caused. Let me make it up to you. Take Julie,
Take Julie.
my battleship.
He gestures
yours.
as
It's
if
bad.
it's
Yeah.
her.
It's not the fleet we were looking for, but it's the next best thing.
All right! Team Avatar is back in business.
Yeah, I mean he is irresistible.
Yeah,
Varrick is irresistible.
it's irresistible.
I'm still on the fence with my guy.
And you should be. It's one of those things where, like,
And he's
do you
rich.
have those people in your life? It's not gaslighting because he's saying all the things out loud.
No.
But it's just that person who's like so confident and they're like, I apologize.
Yeah.
Let me make it up to you. Here's this. And you're like, okay.
It's helped that it's helpful that they're very, very rich.
It's always helpful when you're
Because
very
it's like,
rich.
I screwed all this up, but take my battleship.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know
Yeah.
what? We need that battleship.
Yeah, like, all right, you're a
And
good
it's not
guy.
like he blew up all of his Sami stuff. Like
Yeah.
he still has it.
So he's trying to, he wants to finance a war, right? That's his big deal. I'm trying to remember
He
exactly.
wants to, yeah. Well, he's Southern Water Tribe, so he wants the North out of the way. Like he's
Well,
like,
he wants the right thing to happen, but he also wants to make money.
That's
while
like
doing
in
it.
some ways he's
Sure.
like Benjamin Franklin. He's almost like trying to bring on France. He's trying to bring on
Yeah.
some hell
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
his people can be free, right?
Yes.
So I mean
Yes.
that's not really bad. That's
Yeah.
not terrible. It's just the way he
Yeah.
does it, which turns out to be kind of
Yeah.
bad.
I mean, everyone goes about it their own way. Benjamin Franklin's a good concept.
There you go.
Yeah, this is the
There
twist
you
on the
go.
rich, a wise, rich, fun.
Yeah, we forget how rich Benjamin Franklin was.
I not only did I not forget, I never knew.
He was kind of rich.
He was
had a
one
lot
of
of
the
Yeah.
forefathers. He was pretty well
I
off.
forget. I
He
guess
was
he did
like-
have really nice buckles on his loafers.
Yeah, he was fine.
And he was
like,
kind of
Yeah.
smarter than the other ones. He said he was so smart. He's like, I'm never gonna be president because
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
smarter
Well, that
than
is smart. That is smart. Shout out to Avatar Wiki for teaching me about Dazzle Camouflage. I did not know that, and I don't think it comes up in the art book.
What?
But Varrick's battleship sort of has this
Yeah, what is
Dazzle
that?
Camouflage, which was a real thing in World War I. They experimented with, instead of having something blend in, if you use these kind of like weird geometric patterns and shapes, it would make it much harder to see the size of the thing that you were looking at and like how fast it was coming at
Like
you. It
zebra-
like messed
zebra
up.
stuff?
It dazzled you. It like made you like
Zebra. It's like
Yeah.
a zebra.
Crazy.
yeah, it
That's
becomes
cool.
hard to. Isn't that cool?
So what is it called?
It's called Dazzle Camouflage.
Can we have some of that?
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I thought Varrick was so rich, he just bedazzled his ship.
Yeah,
He's
just
like,
a few gems and jewels.
Yeah.
and just like patterns.
Yeah.
Is like, I'm not a regular ship.
Yeah.
I'm like
A
sexy.
dazzling ship.
Yeah.
No, it was a whole thing that was real in real
That
life.
makes sense.
So I love when we learn a little
Zebras do
something
it.
like
Zebras
that.
do it in the
Zebras
wild.
do it.
So who designed that ship? Okay, anyway.
I know. I gotta. And again, I don't think that it's in the art book. I don't think it's called out. So, but I'll have to revisit that. Back in the Southern Water Tribe, we have Tonrak and the rebels that are going to attack. They're tired of waiting for Korra. They're like, we can't wait any longer.
You know that's a bad idea.
They get the
You know it's a
northern
bad
troops.
idea.
It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
It was cool though the way they came down. They like
Yeah.
made these like snowboards,
Yeah.
ice snowboards,
Yeah.
and they were
They
like,
got him on the
Yeah.
defense early, but then when you get Unalak and Desna and Eska showing up and they're bringing
Why
dark
is
spirits
Desga and
with
Eska?
them,
Why are
it's
they
like,
so OP? These two twins are so OP.
I know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because they're kind of
I'm
creepy. That's all
over
they
them.
do.
They're creepy.
Look
and
at their
they're-
dad. Their dad's a
Then
weirdo.
they got
He didn't give them
spirits.
any love.
I was like, what? They got the spirits?
I know,
Like
it's
the
not good.
spirits are rocking with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
yeah.
not good.
And then the brothers, which I always hate to see brothers fight. It's just
Yeah.
horrible. But the little brother was like, "Oh, I'm too strong for you." This is every big brother's worst nightmare.
Yeah, that's true.
Every big brother's worst nightmare is when
Yeah.
the little brother's too powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have a lot of anger from lifetime
That's for sure.
Yeah.
that they're gonna unleash on you.
Okay, let's take a look at Tonrak and Unalak fighting.
This water bending in this
Yeah.
sequence is wild.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I mean, Tonrak is stronger.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But
You're no brother of mine. You betrayed me.
is it 3-on-1 or is it 1-on-1?
No, it's one-on-one.
Yeah, the twins are.
The twins are gone.
This
The
is just
twins-
the two
he
brothers.
said he waved the twins off.
He said that.
Oh wait, no,
Oh,
there
here
they
we
are.
go.
But then
Okay.
then
wave
he's
them off
like,
now.
get out of here. Don't worry about it.
You are not the true
They
chief.
back off.
I am.
You're not the true chief.
You will bow to me.
Oh, he is now. Look at this.
It's
Then-
never great when someone wants you to bow to them.
Yeah, that's not good. Like, listen to yourself,
I'm
man.
never bowing to my
Just
little brother ever.
Listen to what you're saying.
You gotta kill me.
Yeah, yeah.
Look
doing
at that.
great.
Look
He's
at that.
doing
Look
great.
at that. Look at this.
I know.
I mean,
Look at that.
I
for
know.
his
Master.
age, he's so smooth.
He's-
no hip
Look at
problems.
that. Oh, over the top.
Yeah, no hip
But hold on a second. This is the
This is
horrible
it. He
moment.
has him. It's over. You're dead.
This move is wild.
Oh
You can't do that move unless they get close.
no, he's just waiting,
And
lying
then-
in wait.
This is crazy right here.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. That's a little Katara kind of move.
It is.
If I recall, Azula.
And then... I hate him. Really?
So bad.
I was hoping for
And this is how you know someone's a true villain.
Your daughter is next.
He's like, it's not enough that I just did
You're
this.
step one.
Now I'm going to tell you I'm going to do this to your daughter. That's a villain.
Yeah.
You can call him an
alert.
adversary, but that's a villainous, awful thing to say.
As a brother, just leave your brother frozen and walk off.
Yeah.
Like drop the mic.
Don't pummel him.
Don't pummel him.
And then be like, I'm
and then
coming for your
threaten the
child.
daughter. He's whack.
I don't care for him.
I'm over Unalak.
I don't care for him in the least.
Yeah. There could be more sort of like older brother or younger brother mocking happening, like, oh, look who just lost. You know, something like that would probably more of that, but this is something bigger.
But the older brother did ask for it a little bit because right before
Yeah.
he did, he said, "You're not the true chief," meaning, you know, I was really supposed to be the
Yeah,
chief.
that's
Yeah,
true.
I guess that was some.
So you
mocking,
shouldn't have said that
Yeah.
part. You let it be.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And yet, no. Sorry, Unalak, you're not getting any sympathy from me. Okay, let's see how you did. Now, he has not seen any of these, so Dante makes predictions for what he thinks is going to happen. So he'll have a prediction for the next episode, but right now we're going to revisit to see how close he was when he made a prediction about what Night of 1,000 Stars was going to be. Remind us.
Night of 1,000 Stars.
He said, I'm going to keep this. I remember you said, I'm going to keep this real simple, and I said, are you going to guess that there's going to be a night with 1,000 stars in it? Is that how simple you're
so
getting?
he knows the title.
No, he knows the title.
I said 1, Korra goes back to the spirit world to save Janara.
Not yet.
We did not yet.
I don't think that's going to happen.
So that didn't happen.
Remember when I asked you, didn't I say, so you don't have any predictions for like what's happening with Bolin and Asami and Mako? And you're like, I don't care.
Sarah, I don't
He said, I don't care.
How about an entire episode
We'll
about
make
it?
you care. We'll make you care.
Number 2, Korra goes back in through the portal so she can have her bending. I have a lot of things going on that's not
Well,
happening.
you know, just put these in your pocket.
Put them in your
Save 'em.
pocket.
3, Korra beats Unalak, but Samuel Vato is freed.
It's never that easy in book 2. In book 2, you always have a cliffhanger, and then it
None
seems
of
like
that happens.
most
You're
of the
giving
time.
me finale
go
stuff
over
right
there.
now.
Yeah.
You said episode 211 is going to
I
be
don't know.
fight.
I don't know what happened, but I was already ready for this to happen. Over the last episode, I was like, yo, we got to go back in.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
There's a child in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they
You're
waiting
not
for?
wrong. You're not wrong.
We got to go back in
We're
there.
waiting for suspense.
Tenzin is
We're waiting
upset.
for
He has to tell his
suspense.
wife,
It's the build-up.
I lost our child in the spirit world.
It's not good. It's not good. It's Iroh's tea time.
Let's make some tea.
We have every line that Iroh has said throughout the series, both shows, and we have our guests pick the line,
You're going to reach in, pick it out like
and
a
then
fortune cookie almost.
hopefully it pertains to something we watched this week.
Sometimes we have to dig a little deeper to find out how it pertains.
But the good thing is we have
we've
a
been
writer
able to do
with
it
us.
every
We have a
time.
writer with us.
You're
and
gonna
the
get us
writer's
there.
gonna-
We're
The
gonna
writer's
make
going to
something
write
There's no
whatever.
doubt about it.
There's no doubt about the writer's going to write
I'm the
us.
least worried I've ever been.
I do not like this overselling thing that's happening right now. I undersell. Just be like, he doesn't even remember the show. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go deep
Yeah,
in this.
get in there.
Get in
Because I don't want to go in the middle.
No.
You know, that's for other people.
That's right.
This line, do I read
Go
it out
ri-
loud? Do
yeah.
I
Read it out loud.
Or just read it for myself?
I mean, I would love for you to share it with us.
It's like, yeah, that works. That
Yeah.
works.
To what do we owe this honor?
To what do we owe this honor?
I would say the only thing that pops up for me right away is sort of the idea behind Varrick's plot to have Raiko at the premiere. Like, oh, the president's here. To what do we owe this honor? The answer being, what we
Yeah.
owe this honor is we're going to kidnap you.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn you
Yeah.
towards our side. But that doesn't work out.
That is kind of interesting. There's like, so to what do we owe this honor? I'm trying to think. It's like clearly someone has come to Iroh,
Honor.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know- I
Or
don't know what
he's
it's
gone
from.
to somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like a meeting of two people.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, Korra comes back and
That's
sees
true.
Mako a little
Well,
bit.
there's a lot of honor
Mako
owed
is
and
like-
given. In
There's
this,
a lot of
in this
honor owed and
particular,
given.
Unbeknownst.
I don't know
So
why we even responded to this. This has
This
the
is
word
an honor
honor in
situation,
it.
so I'm
Why
gonna
did
tell
we
you.
even weigh in, Josh?
Any
This
words
is a
with-
Dante. He owns
you're right.
honor
Okay.
for all
So,
time.
Tell me about honor.
First of all, we owe the honor of this. We owe the ship that Varrick gives.
Yeah.
That's for everything. We didn't know we were gonna get this.
Yeah.
But how do we get this? Because unbeknownst, he gets the honor. So that's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people getting kind of weird honored in here.
Yeah.
I mean, you may like it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, with the brothers, there's some
Mako's going to be honored with a new title.
A new title and an ex-girlfriend coming back.
And let me say this, if I may go meta for a second, my friend, my honor-bound friend.
Yes.
To what do we owe this honor?
Oh.
Why this writer wrote this episode.
That's me.
This is very true.
Thank
very meta.
you for your
Well,
service.
I'm just here to bring happiness and joy.
We don't
to-
know
You brought
why
it.
we get
I'm
owed this
like
honor, but we
You
like
brought it. You brought it.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
No.
How about we go into most valuable bending? And tonight's most valuable bender is...
I can still fight.
I would say the most... I mean, you got to give it to Bolin, I
Yeah.
think.
I'm open to give it them both to Bolin because I think his sleuthing
Right.
and knowing something was up is
Yeah.
like, Mako's
That's
not there to be
Nonbending.
the sleuth.
Yeah.
Spinning the brain.
He's using the mind bending to get to the point where he can also then use his formidable bending
Yeah.
Formidable.
to save the president
Most
and
impressive
exposing
bending,
all
though,
of this.
side note hot take was Unalak taking his brother
It's a flameo
out. It was
hot take.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
horrible to say
flameo
that.
hot take that he had the most valuable bending, but it was
I'm
very
not gonna give it to
impressive.
him. I'm not going to give it to him. It was very
Yeah.
impressive. It was very
Yeah.
impressive. I hate him.
He's impressive, yeah.
So I
But
don't
he
want to
didn't
give it to him.
save a president.
He didn't save a
and
president.
his wife's
He
life.
shamed a big brother, and he not shamed it. He totally demolished a big brother.
Yeah, it was good. That
He was
is impressive.
tired. Big brother was tired. Big brother's been fighting all day. Big
That's
brother's
true.
been fighting for days.
You know what? That fight though is so aggressive. It's so aggressive. I like a little bit of Bolin punch down a door.
That's pretty good.
And then there's a moment where he like bends these three dudes into the ceiling.
Yeah,
And, like, that's just pretty good.
That's
I mean,
how
that's
you
pretty
use
cool.
earthbending,
Yeah,
my
bam,
friend.
smash them.
This is how take
I'll
advantage
give
of
it
the
to
floor
Bolin.
and the ceiling. You don't even have to
Give it to
bend the
Bolin.
ceiling. The ceiling, you're
It
gonna
just
meet
comes-
the ceiling.
yeah.
I love that. I'm so down for giving it
I'll
to
give it to
Bolin
Bolin for sure.
across the board.
Yeah.
I like it.
And the Oscar goes to Bolin.
Nuktuk.
Nuktuk for Nuktuk.
Hero of the
And
South.
for his real life heroism.
I knew he could do it.
And he
I
gets the
believe
girl
you.
in the end.
And he gets the girl. Does he even want the girl now that he finally has her? We don't know.
My prediction is
You can't really tell the future.
What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? Episode 12, Harmonic Convergence.
Harmonic convergence. Number one. Now the gang goes after Unalak.
Keep it in your pocket.
And Korra avenges her father. Now.
Okay.
They do it.
All right.
Doubling down
Still
on
not
that
the
one.
finale, though.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Number two, love triangle. Mako is in trouble again. Korra finds out Mako and Asami get back together. Got back together.
Okay.
She's gonna find out and one of them's gonna happen. Number three, somehow Vatu is released from the tree prison. Somehow.
I mean,
Harmonic Convergence.
I feel like you've said that one a couple times.
I know. I'm doubling down.
He definitely has.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah. It's a good double down.
Triple down.
I'm
It's a
double
good double down.
because that guy, I think, it's 10,000 years is a long time to be in that tree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he's gotta
you
stretch his
get
legs.
out. Yeah,
His
it's
kite
like,
legs.
I want out.
He's
Yeah.
like 10,000 years, my guys. Too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
I do too. I think these are good predictions.
Keep predicting the same thing over and over again.
It's like betting roulette. Like,
like
I'll just keep
seven's
betting
coming
on
this time, seven's coming
red
this
16,
time.
Red 16. Josh, thank you
Yes.
so much. It
Well,
really
thank you
was. To
guys.
what do we owe this honor? It was that
We owe the honor
owed
to the writer.
to the writer
Well,
for making this
yeah.
wonderful story come to life.
Oh, thank you guys. It was so awesome to be here. So fun to watch the episode again from all those years ago and get to discuss them with you guys. And what a joy.
What a
You
joy.
guys
It's
are just the
amazing.
best.
We are very grateful that we get to do this and really dig in and celebrate
Right.
all the wonderful things about this show, which of course includes you. And to your point, the entire team. It takes a very big village to make it
And
happen.
your wife. And your wife.
And your
Yeah.
wonderful wife.
Oh, yeah.
This is the dream team right here. This is the dream team.
Totally.
Thank
We're
you
gonna
so
bring you
much.
back.
Bring you back.
Whether
Okay.
you like it or not.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Dive deeper into the world of Avatar with more of our award-winning podcasts.
Avatar Braving the Elements is available right here on the Avatar Legends YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts.
And catch more Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra on Paramount+.
That's the stuff. You are my hero!